sometimes you gotta give, and you give and give and give and give, and then you have to give a little bit more.
Yeah.
And that's when the payoff happens, which is not anything other than just happiness. That's really the payoff ultimately. Like all the nice, the nice keyboard and the job and the car and like all that stuff's really nice, but if you're not happy with that, then what are you doing, right?
What are you doing with your life?
What are you doing? Yeah. Hi, I'm Tim Kohler Tyndale. I go by the artist name Tim Kohler. Calling me either one of those is fine.
Just not late for dinner.
That's what they say. That's what they say. I get a little grouchy when I'm hungry. So.
Well, what is it that you do?
I'm a songwriter and a musician. I'm also currently a student at Kennesaw State University, studying music and entertainment business at their program.
Very good.
I'm a lot of things. I'm a father. I'm a stepfather. I'm a husband. But yeah, songwriting and making music has always been my passion, you could say.
And you just released an album, and it's awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, I've really enjoyed it.
I appreciate that.
It stayed in my CD player for well over a week. And so every time I got in the car, I was able to just listen.
That's how you know. That's how you know that it's a keeper.
I like it because the songs are varied. Like, it's not... There's you throughout it, but you've got, like, different types of songs in it. I think you have a variety of different writing styles.
I appreciate that. That was by design. I didn't want the typical album experience of just kind of one style after another. There's so many central themes running through each song that I kind of wanted it to be like you were moving from room to room in a house. Right?
Yeah, definitely.
And one room is...
Sometimes you do that in a song, which is like whether it's like at the end of a song where you pick something up or jam it out. Mm-hmm. A line that has stuck out for me was, I'm just looking for a different way to hold my head up. Is that the line?
That's it, yeah. That's the line.
What is that about?
So that's about me getting better in 2015. I was a hard partier for a long time, and probably a number of years longer than I should have been. And it really took a toll on my spirit, and it took a toll on the relationships that I had with people, and it took a toll on my body, and it took a toll on, really everything. And when I got to around, 2015, I was like, I'm done. I'm exhausted with this lifestyle that I had fallen into, and I was looking for a new sense of pride. And I didn't, at the time, I was new to it. I didn't really know what it was going to look like. So that song, Don't, is it's about uncertainty. And it's kind of about, like, I don't really know how I'm going to get my footing through this or what it's going to look like on the other side of that door, but I am going to get there. Ultimately, that's what it's about for me.
Nice. Very cool. Yeah, we were in a band around then, and then I remember you disappearing, and then all of a sudden, Tim's on the recovery. He's getting his life back together. These are actually yelling words that we all told each other, I know you're stoked and where you're at and the life that you're living right now is pretty cool.
I'm happy to say that it's been about 3.5 years since I put anything like that into my body, and the way that I look at it is that it's not it's not a process that just begins and ends. I mean, it's an ongoing process with me that ties into the concept of wellness, which I thought was really kind of lame and stupid for like a really long time. But the fact that
getting older,
right, getting older, knees start hurting.
Yeah, it's gonna rain soon.
Yeah, but I know now that my body, well, my physical health ties into my mental health, which ties into sort of like my spiritual health, which I didn't really even acknowledge for a long period of time. And so it's been kind of a journey of like not just stopping partying, but also trying to be better at the relationships that I have with people, with my parents, with my wife, with my friends, trying to be a little bit healthier. Quitting smoking was probably a little bit harder actually, but probably maybe one of the smartest things I've ever done in my entire life. Taking up running, which I don't do as much as I used to, but it's kind of like my meditative kind of happy place. And then trying to just create. Somebody told me when I got clean, they said, well, your material is going to be so much better now. And I thought they were so full of it. Because they were like a family member who, they didn't write songs to my knowledge. And I was like, well, why? What do you know? Yeah. And I mean, lo and behold, every time that I sit down to finish something, everything's kind of a little more complete. I still perform material that I wrote before because I'm proud of it and I think that it really holds up. But I do find that what I'm coming up with now, it's way more about like unselfish things. Like a lot of songs that I wrote before was like, I'm not getting what I want, and kind of stamping my feet around. And now, like, I'm kind of writing more about, like, how do I be a better person? What does that look like? Because I don't always really know. So.
It's like, yeah, it's the effort, though. It's like all I want is a different way to hold my head up. There's so much in that line, and there's a lot of those lines in the record. I wish I would have written some notes, because I don't ever prepare for these.
Well, like I said, I finished this song hours ago, so we're on even footing. I think
that's super cool, man.
Yeah.
I definitely appreciate where we're at and just being able to be real. We were never in a bad place. It was just.
You were one of the lucky ones.
I just try not to judge people. That's my thing. I was like, I got too many other things in my own life to worry about than to worry about somebody else's problems.
That's called taking someone else's inventory.
Yeah, I don't need to do that.
Yeah, no.
I don't need to do that. I got plenty on my plate.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean I care any less. No, that's definitely not the case there. But what am I trying to say? I was just, I'm grateful that you are shining right now. Like you're pulsating love and energy out around you. Yeah, I'm getting there. I'm going there, and it's really cool. And it's like we got to share the stage a couple of weeks ago, and
it was great.
It was like we didn't skip a beat because we didn't practice. And it was literally like, okay, the last show we played years ago. It was a year.
It wasn't years.
It was years with Justin.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I can't tell you the last time that I saw him.
That's cool. Well, not cool, but yeah.
Oh, well.
It was a cool reunion, is what I'm trying to get at.
Well, I appreciate all of that, and I appreciate everything that you're doing with the coffee shop and with this video series, promoting awareness for just overall mental health. My mental health problems, started a long time before I started drinking beer or doing other stuff. I always knew that there was something a little off, and right around the same time, it was kind of the first time I started doing anything about it, and or started really caring about it. So to see that and to look around and to see this place that has such an underlying focus on overall wellness of people, not just people you like, but like people like the human race. It's something we need more of. And I mean that. I'm not putting that on for the camera. Yeah.
Well, no, I appreciate it, and it's you have added and contributed to it as well, so it's pretty cool. Well, tell us about this song.
So around the time that I was referring to, about the middle of 2015, I was living in like a controlled environment, residence, and I wrote this little riff and the hook, and then it just sort of sat in a box in my mind for the last few years. But a few days ago, I realized that this shoot was coming up, and I had to finish something up, because I didn't want to just do something that I had been doing before, something that they could listen to, people could listen to on the record. I wanted to finish up something new for this, and I wanted to do something that was ultimately about mental health. So this is a tune called Coming to Believe, that, like I said, I tidied up this morning, that is ultimately about the battles that we face in our minds, just in our day-to-day, trying to get our shoes on, trying to get out the door, and but then ultimately realizing that we have that power within us. We can do it. We can do whatever, because there's proof. You have proof. I have proof. If you don't believe that you can accomplish something, chances are you've already accomplished something. You might not even realize it. So that's ultimately what it's about.
Cool.
I have deja vu as I stay shackled to my room, and I don't care at all. Shadows of the trees over my bed, they're getting down to some unwritten song. I want to hear the truth, that I'm not totally useless, but I'm just not sure. If this calendar date isn't simply a carbon copy of the one before. But I think that I am coming to believe. My brain, it's got bruises, 10-pound weights on all my shoes, keep me from getting around. Do you think anyone noticed at all that I just packed it up and left this town? My youth came at a cost, now I never felt so lost in this place I call home. Now you have the audacity to tell me I don't have to walk through this alone. But I think that I am coming to believe that some magical solution is just a part of my being. Well, I think that I am coming to believe in me. In me. moments before you decide to pack it up and leave the show. Well, I think that I am coming to believe that my imagined disasters are much better than they seem. And I think that I am coming to believe that some magical solution is stood right inside of me. And I think that I am coming to believe in me. In me. In me.
What would you say to somebody watching the videos?
I would say that if you feel like you are not good enough, there's probably already proof that you are good enough. And that sometimes that proof isn't really noticeable. Not everybody can be a really good artist or a business owner or make a lot of money. So kind of that strength has to come from within you. Like, it's not going to come from like another person, and it's not going to come from a job. That validation, that kind of that you are enough, it's already there. It's already there just by you being a part of this crazy experience called the human race. We're all trying to figure out really kind of like what we're doing. And I think...
How can we best fit in? That's a loaded statement. What is our purpose? What is our statement that we're putting out there to the world? That's how we fit in.
I believe that whether we think that or not, whether we think that consciously or not, that I think a lot of us wonder that, what is my purpose? Even if you're too cool to, I don't think that, but because I know what my purpose is, but what if my purpose isn't to, fill up a room full of people who want to hear my songs? Like, what if my actual purpose is to, help raise a family? What if my actual purpose is to teach children how to play music? So...
Well, it doesn't have to be one thing.
Yeah, that's what's great.
My brain was very black and white. It was either this or not. It was either this or this. And I was like, no, it's all of this gray in between that can be just as beautiful and meaningful. I see both of us these last couple of years, pushing outside of our comfort zones and destroying the barriers that we put on ourselves. And it's pretty cool to see. Proof. Someone else is doing it, and then having someone remind me that, there is a lot of proof.
Certainly, without a doubt.
Things are going well, and I am happy, It's pretty cool. And I feel like the more people align themselves with their thing that they're good at, that brings on that habit. And you're using it for good, not selfish reasons.
Right.
I don't know.
Which is easy to do,
I mean, it's hard. It's hard looking this good.
Same. I feel the same.
Oh, man.
It is hard looking this good.
I'm pretty sure we went over, but I just realized, or we've learned, that we can go over now, and I'm going to make that happen.
Never stop learning.
Never stop learning. That's
Never
right.
stop. Yeah.
I definitely don't know much, but I don't discount the stuff I do know.
But that's a good attitude to have at 40
yeah.
and 30 and 35 for me. That would be a terrible attitude to have if you walked around going, well, of course I know everything. Don't you know? I'm middle-aged now. I've done all there is that can be done.
I've got at least 1 or 2 gray hairs. That's got to be
My
something.
Mine are mostly in my beard, and my wife refers to them as her friends.
Okay, that's weird. I mean, you know, not judging.
I think it's adorable and endearing.
Yes, I
Yes.
love it. I guess it was weird if I was right there in between that interaction. That's what I meant.
Oh, like if you were there, like, while it was happening.
Yeah, that would have been weird.
That is strange now that I really get down to it. I'm like, what is Jason doing in our bathroom?
Yeah, this is kind of weird, Jason.
Yeah.
Go. Don't you have other bathrooms to be in?
You have 2 here alone, so.
3. I got me a little back bathroom, and it stays just as clean as these.
It's another good way to be. Keep your private bathroom just as clean as your public bathroom.
Take care of your shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Take good care of it.
Yeah, take care of your shit. You heard it. You heard it here.
Or hire somebody that's really good at cleaning. Which anybody can be a good cleaner. It just takes a little effort.
Absolutely.
But
we're trying to jam as many life lessons per quota,
all of them
per minute into this experience for you guys.
this is gonna be on the bonus CD. Nobody buys CDs anymore, except I really enjoyed yours, the actual CD. Of course, I do listen to mostly music online or records. I like
Records are good. Records
here.
are coming back in a big way. Actually, they were 10 years ago, so I'm not technically behind the curve saying
You're
that. But
really behind the curve.
But yeah, you know, the songs on the record, which by the way is called "Thank You for Sharing," it is available on Spotify and Apple Music. So go put that in your ears.
Yeah, get them spins.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Thanks, dude.
Thank you.